Adults of Reddit, what is something every teenager needs to know? The measure of whether someone has the potential to be a new friend of yours is not whether they like a bunch of things you like. It is entirely possible to become friends with people who like a ton of things you've never heard of, or even already decided you dislike. You are at a spot in life where a lot of your likes and dislikes are subject to change anyway. Biggest thing, making a new friend often takes time. Lots of time. Much longer than movies and shows make it look like. Find things to do, groups to join, city league sports to play, pandemic permitting, or after, and keep learning about the people you see repeatedly. Far too many early 20s people who report having no friends made a premature judgment that one or more prospective friends were off the list, when it just needed a lot more time. Failing is okay. If you are assaulted on campus, notify the police, not campus security. Advice is free, and if you respond to it with "I know," then you're probably not gonna figure your problem out. Hold yourself to your own standards. If you wouldn't let anyone treat your friend's family like trash, then don't do it yourself. If you feel learning is a positive thing, then learn on the daily. If you value work and security, then give yourself security through work. If you expect others to be intelligent and to care, then you should be intelligent and caring. Hold yourself accountable for how you want the world to be. Be a part of the world you want to live in. While you shouldn't believe those who say these gonna be the best years of your life, try to make the most of it, to enjoy the ride. Don't be ashamed of your hobbies and passions. Those who make fun of that can go frick themselves. Every feeling you have deserves to be expressed in any constructive manner. Don't fear rejection from those you like love. Tell them and come what may. There's always more to it. Right now isn't the be all and end all. Learn to trust your gut when in strange situations. If something feels off wrong, it probably is. Don't go along with something if it feels wrong. How to de-escalate difficult situations. And how to disagree with a teacher, someone in authority, without sounding like a know-it-all or in a condescending manner. For example, if a teacher says X and you are certain you learned differently, recognize that there may be certain circumstances that you may not realize that changes something. Lead the disagreement with a saying like, "Excuse me, I may be wrong, but I thought learned why." This kind of phrasing does not cause the other person to be on the defensive, which can allow gentle new instruction for you, or a graceful face-saving correction for the teacher. A situation with differing opinions doesn't have to be confrontational. Don't put off dealing with mental health issues. Developing unhealthy coping mechanisms for emotional issues will frick you up big time down the road. If you have issues, deal with it head on, right away. It can take time, but start the work now. Also, save for retirement. You should open a Roth IRA yesterday. Learn how to cook. It's way cheaper and usually faster than takeout. Cashiers don't care if you buy condoms. I graduated 10 years ago from high school and none of those people are in my life now. So take your time being you and grow your self-esteem and talents now over wasting time trying to impress those pricks you won't even remember in a few months after graduation. Edit. It seems like there is some confusion as to my advice. I am not saying drop your friends. Those are a very important aspect of life, especially in high school. What I am saying is drop the politics and drama of your school. I know it feels like it is the whole world now, but if you let those who try to bring you down, who mock you, who try and pressure you will not be around forever. Worry about building yourself to being the best you that you can become. I still have contact with a few childhood friends to this day, just not really any I made in high school. But all those negative, drama craving, bullies, and those downbeats in general will not follow you. I've said this before, but it's important. When someone says you can't do something in life, it means they can't do it, not that you can't. Honestly, your teens are the perfect time to begin small on creating good habits that pay off big in the long run. Save and or invest 10% of any money you receive. Create a habit of exercising, even just small exercises, every day. Someone else said it, but it is worth repeating. Brush your teeth. Figure out what you enjoy. Read and try a lot of different things. Go to camps, or shadow any jobs you think you might be interested in. Sometimes the job you think you'd enjoy, you find out you have no interest in at all. This will save you a lot of money, like studying pre-med and learning you hate healthcare. This is a difficult one as a teen, but try to establish a decent sleeping habit. Preferably one where you wake up early. I feel like I slept my teen years away. When you get to driving, you need to realize that the laws of physics apply to you. They aren't out to get you, they're just indifferent. Slow the frick down and don't horse around. You're driving a very heavy machine at speeds we did not evolve to deal with. Be safe. People, employers, etc. will take advantage of your naivete. In many cases this will be illegal. If you don't have a passion, learn new skills. You might find your passion or something you're good at. Most of your friends are the product of geographic convenience. Just because you grew up being friends with a neighbor or a fellow student, doesn't mean you owe them your undying loyalty when they start treating you like S. The person you love at the 17th of May not be the person you love at 30. You change. They change. Get a marketable skill. Unskilled labor sucks. You need something that's going to pay you. It doesn't have to be your life's passion, contrary to what my peers were saying at that age, but you do need to be able to tolerate it. Every teenager should be taught proper sex ed, how to prevent pregnancy and STIs. They should also do a better job of explaining the differences between real sex and porn, though honestly there are some great instructional videos on Pornhub out there. Edit, and, adding consent explicitly, per UDRED Box 187's pertinent reminder. We know all the tricks, we were teenagers once before as well. It's exactly as lame to not do something you want to do because it's too mainstream or popular as it is to do something only because it's cool and the cool kids are doing it. It's okay to say no to anyone. Don't let anyone in your life guilt trip you into doing something you don't want to do or are uncomfortable with. Take a personal finance class. Twitter, or any social media, is a loaded gun. It's there forever, even if you delete it. There are people in bad situations. This is sad. But not all of them want to be saved from it. We, your parents, are harsh because we want you to make better choices than we did. The wisest of us, though, will let you make mistakes and fail to a smaller degree. 'Cause we know you don't listen. Reddit, some parents truly are assholes. My advice isn't universal in this case. Sorry for any confusion. Check out our AskReddit to see if yours qualifies. Your perception of time makes things seem like they take forever to make any progress. If you want to become really good at something, you have to dedicate much more time than your young mind thinks is reasonable to it. Like a lot more. Quit quieting and moving on. Focus, have discipline. It's the hardest thing to at your age, but you can benefit the most. Start a fitness plan. Habits when you're young. You won't have that metabolism forever. Don't get in the habit of drinking alcohol. It may end up running and ruining your life. If you don't have a passion yet, don't sweat it and don't think you have to go to college straight away. Get an apartment to share with friends and job hop until you figure out what you're good at, enjoy doing. Then consider college for that specific area. People tell you these are the best years of your life. That's bulls. Just because you have fewer responsibilities in their eyes doesn't mean your problems are invalid. It was especially hurtful for me to hear that when I was going through depression in high school. I was already at rock bottom, But if it's all downhill from here, what's the friggin' point? Never trust a junkie. Taking stealthy snaps of people without their knowledge to send to your friends to make fun of them actually isn't funny or cool, it's cringy and you're an asshole. Learn a second language. It's good for your brain, and it's a lot easier when you're young. Get active and fit, make it a habit. This is one of the most important ways to stave off cognitive decline as you get older. Plus, it's great for managing mental health during the transition to adulthood. It really doesn't matter what others think of you. It only matters what you think of yourself. Live your life such that you can look at yourself in the mirror at the end of the day and be proud of what you've done. Also, likes from social media don't mean a thing. If you post something that gets 0 likes or upvotes, you will still wake up tomorrow ready to go. You're not the first person in the world to be a teenager and feeling like no one understands you or what it's like. We've all been there. Things can and do get better. No one really cares or remembers the pettiness that happened in high school. Do not base your life and personality around social media and the facade that you are trying to create. Live your life in reality. Learn that the world will usually not lend you a hand, so you have to pull yourself up by your own bootstraps. Resilience, tenacity, and will. Learn to budget. Do not go into debt over stupid ass, saying you will pay it off later. Do not decide your major or your life choices on what will make your family happy, rather, what makes you happy. Try to enjoy the freedom of not having any bills, not having any major responsibilities. Everyone is smart, just at different things. People can be book smart or people smart or machine smart, etc. But the difference between successful people and not so much is the application and dedication you give. My nephew is 9 and his dad is already calling him dumb, which is insane because that kid is so quick. He understands things rapidly. But he doesn't like school right now. This is something I just told him. If you judge a fish by its ability to climb a tree, it will spend its whole life believing it's stupid. If you judge a monkey by its ability to climb a tree, it will spend its whole life believing it's a genius. If you judge a human by its ability to climb a tree, you probably shouldn't work in education. Life moves very quickly after leaving school. Years go by so quickly. Edit. Just wanted to say, holy crap, 20k upvotes. I've never had more than 100 before, so thank you. A lot of people have been saying this scares them. Please don't be scared. Adult life is great, but you just have to keep yourself active and doing different things. Just make sure to appreciate everything you have and try not to have regrets. Do not take naughty pictures or record videos. Edit. The irony of the username is hilarious, but the more important thing that nobody mentioned so far is that there is absolutely no need for people to judge you based on your teenage sexual activity. Ignore sexualized media the best you can and don't measure yourself based on the size of your naughty bits or how open to sex you are. The OnlyFans general life sounds intoxicating, but is absolutely draining since you're nothing more than an object to your supporters. Apostrophe. If you don't brush your teeth, big regrets. Don't talk too much about yourself and your private life and ideas, it will be used against you. Emotionally you are going to feel better and survive the struggles you are into. Don't breed anger, it will consume your time and energies. Time flies, I'm 38 years old, it seems yesterday I was in my 20s. Enjoy the ride, take care of your body, don't listen too much to the wired stuff coming from your mind. Don't be afraid to fail at things. Just getting into my 30s and I am finding the new generation seems to be afraid of being bad at something to the point of not trying new things. Go and try. Obviously there are things to be cautious about, but take reasonable risks on things like moving, jobs, work, hobbies, etc. You are not invincible behind the wheel, call me even though you may feel like you are. Of all the driving age brackets, Teenagers drive the fastest and have the least amount of experience. It's not a mystery why some teenagers pay $500 per month in car insurance and some 40-year-olds pay $500 per year. Every single day in this country there is a teenager somewhere being killed in a motor vehicle accident. Every single day. It's so common, it barely makes the news anymore. You don't need to be a genius. You don't need to know everything. Hell, it's more important to know enough about what you don't know, so you don't say something embarrassing or stupid and you can try to sway the conversation or argument toward what you do know. Fake it till you make it. Always keep your eyes and ears open. Learn lots of little useless facts. They can make you sound extra smart, without any effort. Sometimes it's best to keep your mouth shut and your ears open. Don't dig in if a conversation isn't going your way. Lay back. Shut the hell up. To quote Mark Twain, it's better for a person to think you're an idiot even if you haven't said anything than it is for you to open your mouth and prove them right. Oh, and never take the brown acid. And most importantly kids, we'll quote the late, great Timothy Leary, think for yourself and question everything. Apostrophe. This is going to sound cliche but just be yourself. Having friends is important, but don't act like them just to fit in. You may not entirely know who you are yet, and by not being yourself, you're going to lose your true self in the mix. If you're lucky, it'll take many years and a lot of soul searching to even bring back your uniqueness, and then clump that all together to learn who you truly are. I made this mistake. I'm 37 now. It took me 20 years to undo everything, because in college and afterwards, I was a chameleon changing my personality with each group of friends I was with. I had no idea who I was. It took a lot of work on my self-esteem to recorrect my thought process. Edit. High school is really tough. As hard as it might be, try not to feed a bully with more ammo. Ignore the person and they'll get bored and move on. Also, try to enjoy life, responsibly of course. You can have some great, fun, and happy years as a teenager. Figure out what activities you love most to do, and do them. Hang out with positive people. Put yourself first. You're going to get hurt, but the feelings will pass, I promise. These are all things I didn't do as a teenager. I had a traumatic childhood and its effects really started to hit me as a teenager. It led to miserable years, when it could have been so much different. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe and leave a comment.